The day my own son drove me to the lonely riverbank. I thought we were going fishing like we used to when he was a child. Instead, he looked me in the eyes and said, "You're no longer my responsibility." He walked back to his car, leaving me with nothing but the clothes on my back. I watched him disappear, never imagining that fate was already preparing a revenge no one could stop. My name is Arthur Bennett, and for over 40 years I worked as a carpenter in the quiet town of Willow Creek. Every penny I earned went toward giving my son, Ryan, the life I never had. I skipped vacations, wore old clothes, and worked through pain just so he could study at best schools. After my wife passed away, Ryan became my entire world. I believed that love alone could build a family. I was wrong. As Ryan grew older, money became more important than memories. His wife, Melissa, constantly whispered that I was a burden. Together they convinced me to transfer my house, my savings, and every piece of land into Ryan's name. They promised they would care for me forever. The ink on those papers wasn't even dry before everything changed. One cold morning Ryan smiled and said he wanted to take me somewhere peaceful. He drove for nearly 2 hours until we reached an empty riverbank surrounded by trees. He handed me a small backpack containing 1 bottle of water and 2 sandwiches. "I can't keep taking care of you," he said without looking at me. "This is goodbye." Before I could answer, he got back into the car and disappeared. I screamed his name until my voice gave out, but only the sound of the river answered me. For weeks I wandered from town to town. I slept on park benches, in bus stations, and sometimes under bridges. Hunger became my closest companion. The people I had once helped walked past me without recognizing the broken old man I had become. One rainy evening I collapsed outside a small community shelter. A retired lawyer named Samuel Carter found me there. Instead of asking what I had lost, he asked what had happened. For the first time, I told someone the truth. Samuel discovered something Ryan never expected. Although my son had taken everything, he had tricked me into signing documents while hiding several important legal facts. There were forged signatures, false statements, and evidence that he had manipulated an elderly parent for financial gain. Samuel quietly built a case. For nearly 2 years we gathered proof. During that time, I started working again, repairing broken furniture in Samuel's workshop. My hands were old, but they still remembered every cut of wood. Slowly, my dignity returned. Then came the day of judgment. Ryan arrived at court wearing an expensive suit. Smiling confidently, he believed the old man he abandoned had died long ago. When I walked into the courtroom beside Samuel, the smile disappeared from his face. Every document was presented. Every lie was exposed. Witnesses testified. Bank records proved everything. The judge canceled every fraudulent property transfer and ordered Ryan to return every asset he had stolen. He was also fined heavily for financial exploitation and fraud. Outside the courthouse, reporters surrounded him, while neighbors finally learned the truth. Within months, Ryan lost the luxury home he had built with my money. His business partners walked away. Friends disappeared. The people he had impressed with wealth now avoided him. One autumn afternoon there was a knock on my door. Ryan stood there. His expensive clothes were gone. His eyes were full of regret. He fell to his knees. "Dad, please forgive me. I have nothing left." I looked at the same son who once left me beside a lonely river without even turning back. For a long moment neither of us spoke. Then I quietly handed him the same old backpack he had once given me. Inside was a bottle of water and 2 sandwiches. "I forgive you," I said softly, "but forgiveness doesn't erase consequences. You abandoned your father when he needed you most. Now you must learn to rebuild your life the honest way." I closed the door gently, not because I hated him, but because some lessons can only be learned through the pain we create ourselves. That day I finally understood something my late wife used to say. A parent's love can survive betrayal, but trust, once buried, rarely grows again. Greed stole a son from his father, but truth gave the father back his dignity. Wealth can disappear overnight, yet character remains forever. In the end, justice arrived quietly, proving that betrayal may win for a season, but it never wins forever.